Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's doing wonderful and that your families are doing great. I wanted to do a different type of video that I haven't done before, and it's going to be showing you the 4 planners that I live in each week. Now, granted, I have many other planners that get sidelined. I have happy planners, I have pocket travelers notebooks. I have a ton of stuff, but each year I choose, 3 or 4 that I'm gonna live in. And for 2024, it's been these. And I toyed with, after watching Planning with Shay, I toyed with getting out my happy planner, but that would have to be next year because these 4 are keeping me occupied. And I have managed to live in all 4 of them. When people ask me, do I just live in one planner? It's the way I would answer that is I have a main planner, which is my personal, but I love planning. I don't have kids. I don't have grandkids. So, I like to be messing and doodling and drawing and writing for about an hour and a half each day. Well, one planner doesn't keep me occupied. If I just had this one planner, I would be able to update it every day in about 10 minutes. That's just as far as writing stuff. Now, obviously, if I wanted to redo it or make dashboards, that would take a day. But as far as just each day updating it, it might take 10, 15 minutes. That's not enough. So I have 4 planners, which each evening give me about an hour of drawing, doodling, stuff like that, just maintaining them. So I just thought I would show you this week in the 4 that I'm using this year. I guess I will start with the elephant in the room, which is the fact that I got this new cover. It's very humbling. In my last video, I was talking about how much I love my cream crock, my Moterm cream crock, and I do. And I will never sell it, but it is showing a lot of wear on the strap. I'm losing, the white on the strap and stuff like that. And it's so fat in the winter. My planners get fatter because I spend more time in them. And so the personal, the regular, it's a weekend treat to have coffee with some, some whip and a little bit of chocolate drizzle. But in the winter, my planners get fatter. And if you know my channel, I do not use LUXE in personal rings, but for this winter, I wanted the extra room. And what I like about this is when I close it, even on the tightest setting, my pen doesn't get all crammed up into my tabs and all crooked. And then obviously even on the looser setting, I have even more room. But I'm still so in love with the white that I wanted to get this. And ironically, I found it on Amazon, but there was next to nothing left. They did not have this in hardly any other, they didn't have the cream in the regular personal rings, and even in the LUXE, they didn't have a whole lot. So I'm glad I got it when I did. So I'll just go through and show you what I've done this week in each of my planners. I did a little bit of deco changes, but I won't go, I won't do a whole flip. Let me give you a little bit more room. Zoom in a little bit. I hope I don't shake it too much. Okay. I did a little bit of changes, so I'll just show you anything that I changed in here. I might have put my title page in the front since my last flip. I also think I put in, yes, I put this in. Yesterday, we went to, if you've ever heard of the Oyster Festival, it's a big deal in Virginia on the, near the Eastern Shore. So we went and I took a bunch of photos, and you'll see them, you know, in each of these planners because it was yesterday, and we had the best time. As far as then driving home, I got this mocha latte that was so good, it curled my toes. I took a picture of it. I don't think I have many other, oh, I did print this, getting close to the holidays. I just thought that was so pretty. I love the colors and what it says, believe in the magic of the season. This is my financial section, so I'm not gonna go through any of that. And there's no other major, oh yes, I did. I printed this in front of my journal section. I found that on Pinterest. Isn't that beautiful? I hope the color's coming through okay. I'm using natural light, but it's still very early. Here's a picture of that planner that I have gushed over. The next thing I might have added is this pretty little guest check I found on Google Images. No other major changes. And then I'll just go into, like I said, this week, what happened this week in my planner. Let's start with what day? Okay, well, we'll just start with last weekend. This is my at a glance, and I will link everything below for each planner, which it's gonna be like the Webster's Dictionary. I'll just list each planner and then put all the links for each one underneath of each of the planners. So I will link that. This past weekend, we had a big family dinner, so Saturday I was cooking a lot. I made homemade banana pudding and homemade veggie lasagna, so that was really fun. Then Sunday we had the family dinner at my sister's house. We had such a good time. Then this is this week at work, this past week at work. It was a pretty busy week. I don't put everything, obviously, about work because I don't want this to be all about work. You know, this is my whole life planner, so, you know, I put some of the most important things that I need to remember to do. And then Thursday, one of the best things about this week is we had our work Halloween costume party, and it was so festive and so fun. And I put a picture of my costume. I dressed up as and it's so dark because I took it early in the morning and the house was dark. But I dressed up as a 1920s flapper because it is, you know, it's the 20s now, but it's the 2020s. So I was the roaring 20s flapper, and it was really fun. There was like 100 people, and the contest was really fun, and there was food and all kind of good stuff. So Thursday was wonderful. Of course, Friday's always like a little mini Christmas. Then Kevin came home, so it was extra fun. Then yesterday, like I said, we went to the Eastern Shore to the Oyster Festival, and I took a little collage using my Canon Ivy. I did a little collage of just the whole day. Then today, it's still, like I said, very early. So this was it for this planner, and then I have some notes for next week. Nothing else has really changed in here. I'm just really loving the new LUXE cover with the extra room. So that is it for this one for this week. Next, I will do my pocket, which is a chestnut in the LUXE size. This is, you know, I've had this for maybe a year and a half, so it's getting very shiny and loved, and it's definitely fat. So I'll show you anything different this week. I just have my pen and my mild liner in here. Like I said, I don't think there's anything new. I'll just show, well, I'll show the front for just a few. If you're new to my channel, I'll show a couple of the deco. I made this frame, and this is my niece, Gracie. Just have a little bit of stuff in my inbox. I'm not gonna go through the whole planner. I have a monthly section, and then I have a journal section, a daily section, a self-care section, a work section, a list section. Oh, this is fitness, self-care, financial, lists, and then work. So those are all of my sections, and I'll just go through this week. Just some Post-it notes. And this was last weekend. Again, I'm just noting what you saw in my personal, just a more abbreviated version. I like to take this one to work, obviously, because it's so little. The personal, this is so big. I don't take it unless I'm either updating some of the inserts or doing some work in it. Let me see if I can zoom in a little since this is little. There you go. So again, it was the family dinner at my sister's. A little bit more stuff about work and chores, things I had to get done. Tuesday, a combination, like I said, work, personal. I like to put if I watch a good movie at night. It was somewhat of a busy week. And then here is the Halloween costume party day. I don't have stickers in here because with having 4 planners, I don't put stickers in all of them. I put stickers in my these two to the right, which is my Moleskine, which is huge and fat, and I do also put stickers in my TN, and I'll show you these 2 next. So like I said, it was a pretty busy week. Friday was so awesome. It was such a good day. Then again, yesterday, here's a picture of me and hubby at the Oyster Festival. Another one of the collages with a little bit of stickers. So this was yesterday when we went. This is today. I got up at 3 a.m. and that's actually, my body thought it was 2 a.m., but because we put the clocks forward, the clock said 3 a.m. and I've been up ever since. On the weekend, a lot of times, I get so excited because I don't have to work. I work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and on the weekend, I love this time of year and I love not having to work, and I just get so excited that I can't sleep. Then this is next week, just some things I have noted that I need to remember to get done so far. And that's it for the little pocket. It's chubby and I love this little thing. And like I said, I tend to take this to work before the personal rings. The next I will do my TN. This is a actual Traveler's Notebook limited edition for the diner. And I don't even want to say what I paid for this because the kit had been released like a year before, and I found one on eBay that was unopened, the full kit with all the charms, all the books, all the literally everything. Like it was never opened, but it was pricey, but it was worth it. I'm a freak over vintage diners. Bear with me till I get this in frame. I love vintage diners and it was worth it. So, but I've never paid, this is more than I've ever paid for any planner ever. So I haven't changed anything on the inside except I added this little Halloween card from our neighbors that are so dear. It was so cute. Even the inside is just as pretty. In fact, maybe the inside's even prettier than the outside. Anyway, I just slid that in. I'll take it out eventually, but I don't want to get rid of it yet. Then in the front, here's some of the stuff that came with the TN, some special, you know, gold stickers and, you know, high-end stickers that you would have to pay more for. A picture, my mom sent me this picture and it was so beautiful. I printed it out using my mobile phone app. And just some deco in here that makes me happy. I get these inserts from Amazon and I will link them obviously below. They are on very thick. You can tell it's thick and it's just so yummy to write on it. I use a black flare, a Papermate black flare, and the paper doesn't bleed. I put, like I said, some stickers on this. This was September, and I'm not gonna go through the whole thing. I just mainly wanted to hit this week. So let's fast forward. This is still the tail end of last week, and then here is this week. And here again is my costume. I still wish I would have taken the picture with more light, but it was a fun costume and I packed it away. Then this is my month of November with some little stickers. Then that's the end of that book. I just covered it with, it comes with craft paper and I just covered it with Hobby Lobby paper. And here's the other side of that zippy folder. Just some fun stuff. Here's my traveler's folder with, these are the stickers that came with the cover. They're really nice, very vintage. They've got gold foiling. And I think there's even, y'all know that TV show, Diners and Dives. I just love diners. They're just so Americana. And then here's my second book, and I'll link this below. This comes in the kit with this one. They come together. And this one is Undated Dailies. And if you can't tell, I really have fun with these. And I'll fast forward to this week. I can't show all the pictures because some are family. This is this weekend. I don't want to show that, but that's last week that I said I would flip. You can tell it's a really fun insert. It's got water, to-do list, your schedule. Like this, I tend to use during, if it was during the week, I would put my work schedule, and then here I would put like my personal things to do. And on the weekend, you know, usually I have at least 3 or 4 things, errands to run. Then remind myself on the weekend, especially, to drink water. And then this was yesterday, the Urbana Oyster Festival. I took the flyer that they gave you that was really nice, glossy, beautiful. It was a thick, and I just cut off the cover page and used it as a, you know, an event thingy. I know I'm so eloquent, don't get jealous. And so the one thing about Traveler's Notebooks is they only give you, I think, the 2 strings, but one of them is not even a full one. And so they really are only happy, the cover is happy with 2 inserts. Now you can fit 3, and I have the special diner book, which is so beautiful, there's no words. And I could fit it right here in this string, but then the cover is just not happy. I have too much overhang, they slide a lot. This book just likes to be maintained with 2. So unfortunately, that's how I keep it. I do like that it keeps it very slick. This cover's very soft. I have this little, in keeping with the diner, I have this little fries thing. And then the 2 charms that came with it. The car, the old 57 Chevy, I think it's supposed to be, and the coffee cup. So, love this book. Sometimes I'll take it to work. And then the last one I'm gonna show this week is in my 2024 pocket Moleskine. I have kept up this book this entire year, which is a feat for me to stay consistent for a year. I can't believe I did it. I did do a flip of this starting from the very beginning. Maybe I did the flip about a month ago. And if you want to see it from beginning until current, you can look at that flip and watch that. I'm just going to show you, like I said, this week. Let's get to that. This is starting with last week in the family dinner. And this one I like to do more drawing and coloring. This one I do a lot of coloring and doodling in. It's not perfect, which is something I love about it. I don't have to worry about, you know, freaking out if I mess something up. And I just love playing in this. This is a big stress relief. After a work day for me, a full 8 hours of dealing with a VP and all his directors and all the managers and all the analysts, I come home so stressed out that, you know, coloring and all this little stuff, it just really relaxes me. So I bought the 2025 one, and it is just sitting, waiting to be loved on. So this is this Tuesday. You'll see a lot. Look how I spelled potato wrong. I'm as bad as Dan Quayle. That's just embarrassing. When I'm writing, I'm just all in the creative zone. So a lot of times I'll spell the words wrong because I'm more into the aesthetic. Obviously, I need to think ahead when I'm spelling food. I watched a good movie called The Christmas Cabin that was on YouTube. That was so good. And yes, I'll out myself. I am already watching Christmas movies. Now here is a better picture of the Halloween costume party that we had. It was on Thursday. They announced the winner, and the winner was so amazing. Oh God, it was just unbelievable. This is me. If you hear me talk about my boss, this is him. We dressed up, obviously, as a 1920s couple. That was the bulletin for the event, and I just cut that out, put it on top. Kind of gives it a 3D feel. Then again, us yesterday, Saturday at the Oyster Festival. Well, no, I jumped the gun. I just put that on back of the Halloween thing, so I would have more picture room. This was Friday at work. And then here is yesterday when we actually went, and I did the photos and some stickers. This is today. I have a couple notes going forward of stuff I need to do. And I haven't, I just wait until that night to draw and color and de-stress. So that is that. That is the 4 planners that I play with every week. And there's a lot of you that do this. Well, maybe not a lot, but there's a handful of you that do the same thing. Then there's a few of you that can only live in one planner, and I get it. There's obviously less chances of making a mistake and missing an appointment if you stick to one planner. So there's both sides of the camp. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, consider subscribing, and please say hello. as I said, I will link everything below. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye.